Hence the reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, whoever does that, seeking the pleasures of Allah, then soon we will give him a great reward. So continue to be secretive in these areas. وَمَن يُشَاقِقِ الرَّسُولَ مِن بَعْدِ مَا تَبَيَّنَ لَهُ الْهُدَى وَيَتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ نُوَلِّهِ مَا تَوَلَّى وَنُصْلِهِ جَهَنَّمَ وَسَاءَتْ مَصِيرًا. As for those who dispute with the messenger after the guidance has become clear to him, right? So the guidance has become clear to the person, and yet he still is in debate and dispute. And what does he do? وَيَتَّبِعْ غَيْرَ سَبِيلِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. He decides to follow a path other than what the believers follow. Then we will turn him like the way he turned, and we will call وَنُصْلِهِ, and we will cause him to be burnt in Jahannam. And what an sa'at, what an evil, bad place that is as a destination. So if we extend this disputing from the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam onto the ulama, onto people who are trying to move people towards deen, and this person is just argumentative for the sake of being argumentative on every point. Okay, even though the guidance is clear to him, but his stubbornness doesn't allow him to go forward. His stubbornness, his whatever you want to call it, his mizaj, his behavior, his characteristic, his arrogance, even though it's clear to him, he just still is, hell-bent on having a debate, on disputing, on arguing. And then as a result of that, he ends up following not the path of the believers. Because the path of the believers is a path upon which the guidance was. And he saw the guidance, but instead of agreeing to it when it was put forward to him and he became aware of it, he still carried on with his disputes. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it quite clear that he is going to be then moving. If he's going to a path other than the believers, then the path of the believers leads to Jannah. The path of the believers leads to Jannah. Well, if you are adopting a path other than the believers, then your path can't lead to Jannah. That's why it is very scary when people adopt a path contrary to the ulama. If somebody adopts a path contrary to the ulama, then obviously we believe that the ulama are most likely, no guarantee for anybody, but out of generally human masses, the ulama are most likely the ones who are going to go Jannah. Okay, of course, some ulama are not going to go. We know that. They're going to have to go to Jahannam first and spend time there, as has already been discussed in some hadith and some of the other videos I've mentioned. But generally speaking, if we generalize, as Muslims, we believe that those people who are learned, those people who are scholars, and the senior they are in scholarship, that they are the ones who are going to go to Jannah. That's otherwise, why would we strive towards doing good? Why would we strive to become scholars? Why would we strive to learn the deen? Why would we strive to be guardians of this faith? Why would we strive to be propagators of this faith? There would be no benefit. There'd be no motivation if we thought, oh, we're going to end up in Jahannam as well. What's the point? I'd rather risk, flick the coin and think, khair, I've got as much chance as anyone else. Of course, we believe that those people who are close to Allah, that those people who are defenders of the faith, that those people who are propagators of this faith, those people who are helping us understand the deen in this modern world, that they are highly more likely to be going into Jannah. We must believe that. It would make no sense to us if we don't believe that.